We discovered this week, I mean, I didn't do the research on this. This is the beauty of having social media. And someone told us that Jurgen Klopp, winning the Merseyside derby, was his 250th win as Liverpool manager. He's done it in 414 games, which is 34 faster than Bob Paisley, 58 quicker than Shankly. And it posed the question, what is Jurgen's biggest / most important / most meaningful, etc. win? We'll go around everyone. If you're watching at home, you can get yours in the live show chat. And then we're going to try and somehow make a top 5. But we'll start. Chloe, we haven't had any conversation around this at all. I've got no idea what you're going for.
I'm scared she's going to pick my one.
I'm stuck between 2 because one was it kind of set the pace. So Middlesbrough to get us into top 4 for the first time, that was the realisation of, right, well, this is the beginning of something for us and Jurgen Klopp. It was at that moment that I realised, we'd got to a Europa League or final against, I think it was Sevilla the year before, whatever. That was a Europa League. Now we're in the Champions League. Now's the biggest time. We can become European giants again. But on the flip side of that, winning against Tottenham made us European giants once again. So that is why I'm stuck between 2.
Go for the first.
I will, because you're
the one time. We hear when we talk.
Please, he's like begging you. No, the boss is mine, don't you dare.
You hear that? He said, I'll just rob Barca.
I have no choice.
You best come to me after close. Girls first.
I like the Middlesbrough show.
Yeah, I'll go Middlesbrough then. Just because
it fits in with the rest of the show.
Because it fits in with the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But also because I feel like that set the tone of us wrecking a storm up and saying we're here and we're going to be here for years.
We did a live show that night and it was a party vibe, and obviously that might have been your first airing of your Taylor Swift walkout, to be honest, when we nearly got thrown out the beer keller on our own live show because you ran across the tables.
Apparently you're not allowed to run across the tables.
The security guard.
You're very much not allowed to dance across the tables when you're 17.
I was holding the security guard back and he was going, he can't do that. Oh, my mate, it's our live show. If you can't come out, someone else to talk to.
He doesn't like a bit of tay-tay.
I know, yeah, absolutely.
Tay-tay,
But we were more exhausted than anything else. Like, it wasn't like a big high moment. You don't get to go. You only get to celebrate beating Middlesbrough. But you're right, as far as the importance goes, I think that's a good shout. Chris, what are you going for?
I am going for one of my favourite ever Liverpool wins, and that's when we beat Dortmund 4-3 at Anfield. Talking about setting the tone.
Okay.
What?
Thought you were going to go for Spurs.
Who went? Have you gone Spurs? Yeah. Okay. I understand it. You said you were going to go for it. That's why I was so confused. Did he not?
No, I did say so, and he backed me up.
He helped him.
And yeah.
So anyway,
Chris, what's yours?
I'm going to go for Dortmund when we beat them 4-3, because I think that set the tone and ultimately gave us the belief to be able to come back in other games that were later on and stuff like that. And that was it, wasn't it? Like, I mean, they were a good side. It was Klopp's former side as well, which has a big thing, doesn't it? And then it's like, we'd obviously fallen in love with Jurgen for what he was able to do. But when he comes up against the side that he used to manage, that he'd been at for 7 years, there is a little bit like, oh, do you still love them, mate?
Them, yeah.
And then we snotted them. And then all of a sudden you're like, he's ours.
There was that terrifying moment where they start really well and you're like, we fucked this up, haven't we? This is not going to be good fun in any way, shape or form. And then to turn it round and have those big moments, it's one that gets forgotten about because we don't win it. I think if we win the Europa League that year, I think that goes down in like the pantheon of like St Etienne and Barcelona and all that kind of stuff. Like, but no, I think that's it. And it's probably the best You'll Never Walk Alone there's ever been at Anfield because you'd have both sets of fans singing it as well. Antony, what could you have possibly gone for?
Listen, it was actually Barca. I remember when we beat Barca. It was unbelievable. I remember phoning my best mate. Was like, look, we're going to go to the final because my best mate to Liverpool crazy is. And I said, look, mate, I'm going to take you to the final. So we went over there and obviously we beat Spurs, but it was 2-0. It wasn't the best game, was it? But the atmosphere was unbelievable. And I remember like all the Liverpool fans just dancing in the streets at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I remember thinking, wow, this is unbelievable. It's because I've been up the wall my life like the last 20 years fighting, just dead busy. So to go over there and experience it was unbelievable and to see all the fans, the best fans in the world, like bar none.
Bevy?
No, I wasn't allowed. I was actually fighting. And
He's an athlete then, so he's like, no.
My legs were killing me. I was walking around with dead legs. I was out for hours, everyone. But I was like, look, I'm going to get off soon. These are all on one. But I was sober, unfortunately.
There was something about being over there for that. And it was it was seeing the fan park and then seeing JB Webster playing. But I remember walking around and you'd see little pockets of Spurs fans and there'd be little groups here and there and they were singing the Cockney bollocks songs that they sing.
Little theme tunes.
Far outnumbered. It made it was spot a Spurs fan, wasn't it? He was none of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It was genuinely something else. And you're right, it wasn't like it was the best game of football ever, but like...
Still won.
Win's a win.
Thought it was all about the winning.
Trophies.
We get remembered as the champions of Europe.
100%. Bianca?
Well, mine is the Barcelona game semi-final. I remember I was
You got that one early. It was like, any game that you really want to go for, you were like, bang.
That is the one, the spectacular one. I remember I was last minute. I actually went, I was made up, and I put a cheeky bet on before, and I said they're going to do it 4-0. And it all was magical that whole night. And I remember I didn't sit down the whole time. Like everyone was just cheering, going for it, and it was like the impossible happened. So it was incredible.
That there's never been a let off like that. I don't think in a footy match.
No.
Like that, I think the equaliser, the Genie one, I've never felt a feeling like that because that. I mean, it's not the one that wins it, but
It's a miracle, really, wasn't it?
That Genie one, it's ridiculous, isn't it? He scores 2 that day, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he was just... I don't know. I remember just clocking eyes with Rob Glover, actually, because he was sat about 20 rows in front of us or something, and he's just screaming at me going, "What the fuck is going on?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know!" And that's all I really remember about it.
Can't believe it.
Mental, like.
I don't think you could write it though. Well, literally, it was one of them, wasn't it?
it was one of those moments because we went to the new camp for the first leg and they're missing that chance late on Dembele fluffs his lines, and it was one of them where I remember it's one of those things that you get to say after the fact. I remember thinking that could be a big moment. That, like, you know what I mean? Like, whereas in reality, was it bollocks? We were 3-0 down to Barcelona. Like, it shouldn't have been a big moment at all. But the way they played, it's probably the best. Might be the best game Liverpool have ever
Played. Yeah.
Yeah, there's...
Apart from Middlesbrough.
Bomb Chloe's all day.
Yeah, no, it was...
got best win. Champions League semi-final. Champions League final. Middlesbrough at home.
To be fair, someone said
That's like
most important. That was where I was at.
That big 3-0 win against
got a good
Middlesbrough was it.
Thank
for me, Stick your Champions League title.
And we've won 6 of them. I'm getting bored now, guys. Give me something else. Don't get to play Middlesbrough that much. No, that Barca game was absolutely incredible. It stunned me. I just remember crying after full time. I saw my brother. I went down to my brother and I just cried because I thought, there's no way we can't win this now. It seems like it's written. It felt like it wasn't just 11 men and 50-something thousand people in the stands all behind us. It felt like there was some storm somewhere which we'd just been swept in, and it had taken us with it that night. So, yeah, it was one of them where you genuinely couldn't believe it. And the way we scored the 4th, Divock Origi, the cult hero, with a young Scouser assisting him, absolute miracle.
That, I watched those highlights back, when Trent takes that corner. You know, like great films, I was equated to like Back to the Future, the bit where Doc's got to connect the lightning rod thing, and every time I watch that, my hairs are up on the back of my neck, and you know it works out because it's happened, it's the past.
Yeah.
But I watch that highlight, and I expect him to miss it every single time I watch that back. I still tense up because it's ridiculous. With the vision of Trent, the fact that Divock is just there. And the fact that they sticks it away, for that to be the goal that wins it is just something else.
That's what I mean. Like you said, no one could have written that out. It was perfect. And I was there. No one sat down the whole way. Even some guy had a crutch. Like he had it was in the air, like all for the whole 90, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It was unreal. And it was like this crutch was just getting passed around, and it was like the lucky stick, and it worked. So listen, wherever that guy is with his crutch, come back out.
Yeah. Bianca, like when I was there as well, like, and did it feel like there was something in the air? Like to you, like something mad?
And it went so quick. That's the thing as well. It was just like magic. It was one. It was like something like we never. Well, no one thought it was like we all wanted it to happen, but we didn't think it would happen. Like the fact I put a cheeky bet on was a miracle.
How much did you win?
a few bob, like. Few bob. Everyone was like, a stupid soccer happen, but you never know. So
Someone
got it in there.
So going there.
Someone before we lost 3-0 was like, can I buy you a ticket for that game? And I was like, as if I wouldn't let you buy Middlesbrough off me. Never mind it.
You're asking the wrong girl,
and like
yeah.
he tried. I know he tried to give me, and I was like, you couldn't pay me $1 million. And I remember we lost 3-0. And I went into college and he looked at me and he went, you should have let me give you that like 100, 200 quid or whatever. And I was like, nah, I support my team no matter what. And the day afterwards I walked into college and saw him and he just went, don't speak to me. And he just walked off. But I think it was
You're going to name him and shame him?
No, I don't remember. To be perfectly honest, I don't remember his name. I just remember that
That's
moment.
even worse.
No, I think the big factor was we went there knowing that there was nothing to lose because we were already out of it, and I think that we were major underdogs for that reason, and I think that's why we did so well.
What was yours, Paul?
I
Because we're going for a top 5 here.
I know, so I got
I feel like we've only got 4.
we've got a few honourable
Blackburn
mentions.
at home,
Well, I remember what Emre Can's overhead kick at Watford. The one, and it was a conversation I think both of you had talked about potentially having this one as well. It's a more recent one, was beating United at Old Trafford last season. I mean, you don't go to Old Trafford and win. It just very rarely happens. And it's telling that we can all name it. We can all name our memories, and it tends to be what age you were supporting Liverpool. So I remember the Danny Murphy free kick in like 2001. I remember where I was watching that. I was working in Comet and Speak. It was on the big screens. I had fought tooth and nail with the manager who was a mank at the time to get that on the screen, and then when that goal in and he had it turned off. And then there's obviously like the great kiss, it's 4-1, isn't it? And like Fernando Torres putting Vidic on his arse and all that. Yeah, to say that. But yeah, 5-0. Like, I mean, Bianca, you were at that one as well.
I saw that one as well. I put a bet on there. Every time, no, I had Salah win a hat trick. He got a hat trick there, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah.
I did some them stupid bets that you do.
You are.
No, I do them stupid random. Well, they're not stupid. They're like impossible odds. I'm whacking a pound on or whatever, a bit more, then I'll get something for it. But yeah, I was actually lucky that I went. I went with Adidas, so I was in the United side, and I was like, come on, don't go too crazy. But I was with some other scouser as well, and then it was just goal after goal after goal, and then before we just couldn't shut up, we were just like, rah, and sit in the United bit, which it's a bit disrespectful, but I thought this is like a great time to just go for it, and honestly, it was unreal.
But Andy, it gets underestimated sometimes, doesn't it? But like beating United is like a highlight of your life. You know what I mean? Let alone
You're speaking to Olympians here, Paul. It's a highlight of our lives.
No, it wasn't. I went with my husband, right? And he's a Man United fan, and it was like my day. You know what I mean? I was like 5-0, boom, see you later.
but that's the thing, we talk about importance. You're going to be a Liverpool manager. Beating, you know, we won the Champions League and we went there the season after and we drew. And that was like, that should have been our big coming out party, and it never was. To then go after the fact, you know, last season, and we didn't know how good the season was going to be at that point. But to go and just wipe the floor with them, we're all, you know, you love growing up the same as all of us, where United have been the dominant force in the league. You live your life in the miserable world of Man United being good. So to get to actually slap them down.
In their own backyard as well. It's the best thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It was 9-0 on aggregate that season, wasn't it? Like, that's just like, you don't do on aggregates in the league, but when you beat United, you fucking do.
Keep claiming it.
We asked the Club Legends Discorders for some suggestions for games, so a couple of the other ones that came up in this one. West Brom 1, Liverpool 2, Alisson Becker header, Chloe?
It was good, yeah. Oh. I remember, I don't look at my phone, right, but I was like, guys, I'm putting us all out of our misery. Yeah, I'm looking, and I saw James Pierce, Alisson, and I just started running around my house, and everyone was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, Alisson scored, and Alisson hadn't even came up. We were legally watching this game, and Alisson hadn't even come up. And then someone saw Alisson come up, and like the rest of the house just started screaming before the goal had even went in because I'd ruined it. Yeah, that absolutely incredible. And I loved the interview he gave afterwards. It was such a tough time for him. It was a tough time for Jurgen Klopp and all of us. And in that moment, he stepped up and became a hero.
Goalies don't score winning goals in football matches.
No, they score the goal to draw if they ever score. Don't they? That's because they never come up when you're drawing. They'll come up when you're 1-0 down or you're 2-1 down. They don't score winners, apart from Alisson Becker, of course.
Absolutely unbelievable. What else we got? Villa 1, Liverpool 2, Chris, 1920, title challenging season. It's like last gasp goals, Rob O'Malley. It kind of typified that we were just going to win the league.
That season, that's all we did, isn't it? You know, we just found a way to win games late and stuff like that. And yeah, so I don't think it deserves top 5, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay. Norwich 4, Liverpool 5. I could see a couple of them go, Norwich, it's going to be, nah.
Did Chloe pick this one?
I was thinking that.
Lallana, late winner. Klopp loses glasses in celebrations.
Just brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely superb. I mean, again, like it's the pylon, isn't it? And then Klopp's glasses are all like this and all over the place, and fans are getting involved with it and all that type of stuff. Norwich were just brilliant for us, weren't they? For so many years.
Thank you.
We just absolutely battered them.
Yeah, big one. Liverpool 1, Everton 0. Divock Origi, 90+6.
Was there anything to remember about this game?
Well, everything. I don't remember anything that happened in that football match before 95 minutes.
What happened on 95?
Well, around the 95th-ish minute, Virgil van Dijk takes one of the wildest left-foot swingers at the football ever.
Just goes out of play though, right?
Well, it should, Chris. It should arc comfortably over the crossbar. But what happens is...
There's a small Tyrannosaurus Rex.
There's a small velociraptor in net to the sides for reasons that will go to his grave to tip the ball basically into play onto the bar.
It's because his arms are sort of clawed. Couldn't flick it that way with clawed arms.
And Divock Origi heads it in, and the most Everton thing ever happened.
Bedlam.
I've never known anything.
I got picked up. I don't know where I ended up on that car. I just got picked up and taken. That's what happened.
It was mental, that, wasn't it?
We had a lad interning for us at the time, Bailey, who vowed to get a tattoo with. I can't even remember what the circumstances were, but he did. We sent him to town to get the Origi 90+6 tattoo on his leg. What does that all look?
Fair play for getting it, like
massive it was as well on his leg.
Good times were had. Okay, one more that I've got here. Porto 0, Liverpool 5. This is an outsider show for me, Chloe. It's back in the Champions League, 17-18.
I was there.
It
was February 14th. It was Valentine's Day.
It was. We were both away. We left our missus on Valentine's Day.
I'm surprised I have not been made to never forget that fact.
I think we do it every year.
Well, I went away to Villarreal for a birthday last year, which she hasn't let me forget. So yeah.
Yeah, we were in Orange.
Spent her birthday in a shared hotel room with Steve Hall. It was great.
Valentine's Day with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Liverpool and Orange running riot in the Dragao. They never lost. They never ever lost a game there. And we were all a bit like, oh, Porto, these might be quite a good European pedigree there. And we dicked them everywhere.
Yeah, it was the start of Alay 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 as well. That was the first time Alay 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 had been sung. It was pissing down rain. It was boss. And I think Salah took about 5 touches for his goal, one of his goals, which was absolutely incredible. It was bouncing, that game. I wouldn't say it's in my top 5, but it was absolutely boss.
Okay. We now need to pick a top 5.
Middlesbrough 1.
She's going for it. She's claiming it.
We'll start with number 5.
Middlesbrough.
I'm not sure Middlesbrough makes the top 5.
But this is about
maybe the Everton
important
one.
games. This is not just like necessarily the famous
no,
ones.
Middlesbrough is important, but so is laughing at the Everton.
Yeah.
And
that guy got the tattoo.
Yeah.
So
what do we think?
Argue with that later.
Everton. Liverpool 1, Everton 0.
Yeah.
Origi 90+6 is our 5th biggest win of the under Jurgen Klopp. Okay.
And just put tattoo.
Boo, Joe. Right, okay. 4. I think we know what 1's going to be, but we can work our way up to that. I think we probably know what 1 and 2 are. So it's a question then of what 3 and 4.
We're sitting here like we've won it.
Yeah.
It's one of you
Like a full-on competition, like we're so competitive. We picked the right one.
Yeah.
So you said Dortmund.
I said Dortmund. It's probably 4 or 3, and it's Dortmund.
Is it?
I think it sets up everything else that
don't-
happens.
Can't
Sure.
disagree.
I'm not.
Don't think it's in the top 5. Tell him. He's
Wins
sat right next to you. Look at him and tell him. Say, Chris
Eyeball him.
Pajak, I don't think your pick should be in the top 5.
It was a boss night, but it was Europa League.
Yeah. But you picked Middlesbrough.
I know. I was stuck between that for importance and someone else had chose Spurs.
Yeah,
I
but
had
the
to
fact
go
that
with
you
it.
even
now.
managed to get Middlesbrough in with that is mental.
You started, I was like, you led the way.
Exactly. I had to, go with the philosophical one, the one that really hits home. But
I
means
agree.
fuck all.
I agree with Chloe. I think the Middlesbrough game is more important than the Dortmund game.
I wouldn't have said that. Like, I'm going to be honest, but I just.
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
He's trying to help you. Yeah.
No, I know.
That for you live on the internet. What have you done?
No, but I said it more out of like meaningful, not because.
No, it's fine. This is what we're talking about, Chloe. Not all things are about glory and and famous nights. It's about
Exactly.
important. Of his 250 wins, it's the one that means we can win the Champions League because we start on the path of being a top 4 team again.
Now you're selling it, like go
Exactly.
on, put it up there.
Come on,
Back
Chloe.
yourself, Chloe.
Have you
Well,
courage of
why
making
have I-
Without
actions?
Dortmund, do you
There
have
we
the
go.
belief that you can go and do it against Barcelona? Do you know what I mean? You come back against
I
Dortmund
see
late
that.
in a European semi-final, and there
We've got
you go.
we've got 2 slots. If we put Dortmund and Middlesbrough in,
Which way though?
what's losing out? Is
Yeah,
your Man
United,
United 5-0's
United,
missing
Oh
out?
yeah,
can't
yeah.
miss
Oh
out
no,
that.
one of them I gotta go.
Can't get rid of Man United.
I
can
didn't know that you would just
That's
pick.
his
I thought you were
Middlesbrough,
picking from the
personally.
entire list and then just start, not just our thing. Yeah.
Anthony
Yeah,
says
yeah, we are.
middle.
No, the
Yeah,
whole
from the
list.
list. If you want to make the case for Aston Villa, you can.
United's gotta be 3.
Spurs and Barca.
Yeah.
So what did we fall down on 4 then? I missed that.
We've left Middlesbrough.
You sweared Middlesbrough off.
For Dortmund.
I agree with it.
You,
Are we agree now?
I agree now. Yeah.
She's been peer pressured.
No,
No, she's learned the facts. She knows
No,
now.
I still hand on heart believe it was a turning point, but 3. I didn't, I wasn't going mental when we beat them 3-0 inside the stadium that day. I just knew it meant importance for the future.
Yeah.
Where 5-0, I was screaming.
Yeah.
I would I could relive watching
Yeah,
that
that
every
des-
single
that
day. I
deserves
can't
it.
relive the Middlesbrough 3-0 every single
Just
day.
on
'cause it's just
repeat.
a bit boring.
Yeah, she's repeating it.
Bang.
the West Brom game again. Alison Becker's header should probably be in that conversation. It's the one that literally
That's a
we're
good
probably
moment.
playing in the fucking Europa Conference League if he doesn't score that. We got to the Champions League final last season because Alison Becker, the goalie, went and scored a winning goal against West Brom.
I will say take Dortmund out for that.
Flip-flopping wankers.
No, I'm
Good
just
shout.
being nice.
I just think there's been that many big moments.
I reckon that moment is better than.
Exactly. If
That's
you're
an
talking about
important. If you
moments,
talk, yeah. A header like that.
Okay, so number 4, West Brom, Alison Becker.
And who does that? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Only one man.
Well,
Agreed.
then what's number 3 then?
United.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay, so number 4.
All right then.
So 5,
We've
Liverpool
just been
1.
giving Chloe
nil.
down the banks for Middlesbrough, and we've got West Brom at 4.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's a moment.
yeah. Who scored Liverpool's goals against Middlesbrough?
Gino Wijnaldum got
Adam
1.
Lallana.
All right, Sarah, I wasn't expecting you to answer that question then. Okay,
I'll
Sarah,
shut
take it
Gino
back.
Wijnaldum opened the scoring.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Adam Lallana scored. I just put it out there. I
Right.
think he did though.
Okay, Sarah, so 3, therefore, is Liverpool beating Manchester United 5-0.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that one. So we've got our 5, 4, and 3. And then it boils down to
Fight.
fight.
Dun, dun.
No, I'm going to give it to the girl.
Yeah, 100%.
Fair,
I'd
it
put
was-
Barca above.
So, number 2, Champions League for a 6th European Cup. 2nd, and top.
I agree.
But if you didn't have
Barcelona,
this, you wouldn't have that.
Yeah, that's
It was also
You know what I
Anfield.
mean? Like,
It was at home.
Just to beat Messi as
yeah. Yeah, see Messi just like,
well.
World Cup winner, you know?
Messi getting flipped off by the skeleton.
Robbo
Not knowing that he'd be what he is now.
Absolutely incredible. Okay, I feel quite good about that list. We'll let Joe frantically type that up so we can get the graphics up. But we've got our top 5. If you agree or disagree, let us know in the comments on this. What was 2? 2 was
First,
Champions League win.
Champions League win. Yes.
The score was 2-0, Joe.
So 5 was
forgot what I did.
We're so
Everton.
good at this.
Divock Origi 90 plus 6.
Yeah, West Brom.
4 was Alisson Becker, West Brom. 3
United.
was United, beating United 5-0.
I remember in a different way, the tattoo, the header, the victory,
That's it.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
final, the semi.
Yeah.
How many of them did you win that one?
2.
So that's pretty good.
One a
that, to
bit
be
late
fair,
as well, eh? I think I'm banned from one of the accounts.
Took out a bag full of Adidas swag as well.
Thanks, Adidas. Thanks.
Right, have we got it, Joe? There we go. They're officially Jurgen Klopp's top 5 biggest wins as Liverpool manager of the 250. It's a pretty special list, and when you consider the things that have not made it, yeah, wow.
Was any of them that one with the glasses?
No, that
Not
was
a
not
No,
it.
not a
Why did you win money on that?
Yeah,
I had a £5 on top breaking his glasses.
I bet that he'd drop them. If you smashed them, I would have won a tenner.
Put a pound and I got £1 million back off it. Absolutely outstanding. Right, Sam, there you go. There's our list. If you agree or disagree, let us know in the comment section. Actually, the other one that didn't get mentioned was 4-1 over Man City at the Etihad.
That was a brilliant game, that one. That was the start of like Jurgen Klopp's proper Liverpool side.
pressing, yeah.
So yeah, the pressing and everything else. Bobby Firmino was absolutely sensational that day. That was the first time I really saw him as number 9.
We were like 3 metres away from the Man City fans as well. It was fucking brilliant.
You know
I love
what?
that. I love that.
For moments, that Salah goal, 2-1 to send us, in that 2-1 win.
Oh, the quarter-final.
Dink, that for a moment, incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah, keep your suggestions coming in the comments.